Now, remember what Robert Gordon said about the rate of growth between 1300 and 1700?
Something growing that slowly at 0.2% requires 350 years to double.
And how did that compare to the Second Industrial Revolution?
Since 1870, the amount of time that it's taken for the standard of living to double has been more like 30 years, not 350 years.
Wow, think about that. If you had the good fortune to be born in the early 20th century, let's say, rather than the early 19th century, that was a lot of good fortune. Okay, but wait.
Commerce and search engines and email and web browsing. But those inventions, as monumental as they were taking place just in a narrow slice of human life in terms of the economy.
And this brings us to the central argument of Robert Gordon's book, the argument that many economists and others are not willing to accept. It's not that fight. Gordon believes that as bright and shiny and wonderful as the many manifestations of this third industrial revolution may be, well, they can't compare to the more essential inventions of the second industrial revolution when it comes to increasing
our total spending on all electronic communications and computer devices, on entertainment, on the services that provide us with internet services and telephone services. You add that up and it's only about 7% of the economy. That leaves the other 93% of the economy that has not been nearly so profoundly affected by the third industrial revolution.
On the other hand, I could say, my goodness, for 7 cents of every dollar I earn, look how much stuff I'm getting, right? Because part of the appeal of this is because it's scale.
To 7% of total retail sales. There are still lots of things that people like to buy in person, including clothing that they want to try on, things like automobiles. Lots of things are still purchased from traditional kinds